Yeah, I think so, but I'm always an optimist, and I've seen through history, thank God, there does come a point where we'll see a revolution. Whether or not it's never going to be the pitchforks and the bayonets, right?
No, you're right. It should be the Soylent Green, just feeding all the politicians into the factory making Soylent Green.
Yeah.
Pitchforks, and that's just so old fashioned.
I don't think we'll ever see like a violent revolution, but I do think you'll see Australians do things in a really interesting way. We get to a point where we turn from it and when we keep walking the opposite direction, but everyone does it at the same time and somehow ends up on the same point. The reason I say that is I believe in Australians for a couple of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happens when there's a natural disaster in Australia.
Sure.
Right?
Amazing.
I will give people that.
Yep.
When those bushfires happened, Black Saturday,
Yep.
you watched and like, I know it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
Yeah, watch how badly the government fucked that up.
Well, that, but you know, what's her name? Celeste Barber helped organise $50 million that then got put into a fund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awkward. But my point is, Aussies were like, we'll do anything.
Yeah.
We'll bake bread for you. We'll get all our
Yeah, it was
clothes
amazing.
and, you know. So the Aussies have it, but it has to be extreme. It has to be really bad. Same with the floods in Lismore.
Yeah.
It's in our nature, but there is something about Aussies that are very different to Americans. Americans are like, our rights, our guns. Australians are like, our people, our communities.
I think you're underselling Americans, actually. When you see big natural disasters go through in America, they do a similar thing. It's quite amazing.
I think at a local level, but look at what happened with the hurricanes and look what happened with North Carolina.
Yeah, you're only seeing what happens in what makes it into our media. You're not seeing what's happening on the ground. What's happening on the ground over there is
not to discount
quite
that. I
astonishing.
mean, like to just explain that was politicized. Like North Carolina, for example, you had people who were like, if they've got a Trump sign, you can't go and help them.
Oh, sure.
That's never happened in Australia. That was my point. So like in Australia, when a flood or a bushfire happens,
just go and help people.
No one's like, oh, you're a Liberal supporter? No,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
That's not in our nature. That was the point.
So my concern is that Australians are going to identify the problems, the grass fires, and then they're going to prescribe exactly the wrong prescription, the wrong solution of more government.
I agree if it stays the same. However, if there were to be someone who decided to grow a backbone, who that person is, I don't know, that person could potentially lead enough people towards a victory for their party, and that person, you know, maybe in the Liberal Party, I don't know who that person is. There's opportunities, and that's like I said, I'd be positive in this podcast, and I am optimistic.
And I'm doing my best to drag you back down.
Because I agree with you. But if we all just sit there and go, oh, it's all stuffed. Like well, that's it. We're going to be Venezuela, and before you know it, we'll be in a breadline. And that's where we'll end up. I do want to make this point. This is the point where I get really mad at Australians because around a federal election, we're all politically engaged for a good 6 weeks. And now the elections happen. Everyone's like, oh, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we won't hear from you for another 3 years.
When's footy season?
Correct.
Yeah.
And so, okay, Labor won. You didn't get the result you wanted. No dramas.
Yeah.
This is when you get active. And this is what I will say to all of you. Camera, you looking at me? Yes. Right, you.
No. Don't look at her. Don't look at her. Don't look at her.
Making a good...
It's a two-shot. It's back on me.
It's a good point. All of you in the comments right now saying elected, not selected, it was rigged, blah, blah, blah. Did you volunteer to work for the AEC? Were you a scrutineer? Were you on the polling booths? No? Is it still on you?
It was on me that whole time.
Are you joking?
Yeah,
I'm doing that again.
I said nothing. I was letting it do its thing, and it just sat on me the whole time.
I like an encore. Right. Yes. Look at me. Look at me. Look at... Dude, do not make me come over that table. All right, you person, look at me, camera. God damn you. You're ruining what I'm trying. Stop. Go. That's it. Anyway, this has not worked the way I wanted it to. Okay, it's back on me. Great. If you did not participate in this election by volunteering, if you did not contribute in any capacity, you have no fucking right to sit there in that comment thread. Yes, I'm yelling at you. Yeah, you look at me. You have no right to sit there and write your ranty comments because you did fuck all, sweet, nothing to even contribute. If you didn't volunteer for the party that you wanted to be a part of, if you weren't a scrutineer, if you weren't there on the day, why the hell are you whinging? You're whinging that it's selected, not elected, it's all rigged. Well, what part did you play in making sure it wasn't rigged? Shut the fuck up and actually pay attention. Thank you. I'm done. I'm good.
Do you feel better now?
I feel great. If you only saw that clip of me, you would think I'm a tyrant.
Do we need to like put a mental health awareness notice on this? Like, if you're having thoughts of,
No, I'm good because this is the thing.
no, not for you, for the people you just yelled at, for the people you just destroyed.
What?
It's like, I was having a good day, Carly, but now I don't think I want to live.
But am I right?
Look, you're absolutely correct in the sense that we need to get much more involved. But getting involved involves getting angry. Getting angry involves getting hurt. And we've talked about this before. The silver lining of COVID and so forth is that a lot more people got hurt. We're in the stage now where you are correct in the sense that there are grass fires everywhere. There are people hurting for lots of different reasons.
Yeah.
What we are not yet seeing is the people then translating that pain into, therefore, we need less government.
Yes, I agree. And I unfortunately I keep coming back to it. I just don't think it's bad enough yet.
Yeah.
I think until it gets to a point, like, we've seen a couple of things like egg prices, right? And there's a lot of things that are affecting egg prices. You've seen, petrol prices. That's getting a bit uncomfortable. Now you've got taxes on cars. You've got these new taxes like unrealized gains. I don't think people are going to be able to fathom what that means for them immediately. This is the issue with a lot of these voters. They'll hear that, but it sounds really like obtuse. They're like, I don't know how that affects me. But when you have a parent who's worked their whole life and you in your day-to-day, you don't seem to think that you have a lot of wealth. They might have 3 million in super. And you're sitting there going, oh, mum and dad are getting older. I'm going to inherit this. And in your mind, like, it's going to be okay because I'll get mum and dad's house and their super. And then unfortunately, touch wood, I hope they live a long, happy life. But they pass away. And then all of a sudden the government's like, yoink, yoink, yoink. And you go,
But we need to get way angrier than that, way earlier than that. If you're renting at say $600 a week, that's $30,000 a year. You have to earn $45,000 because you've got to pay tax on that money before you get to pay your rent. We need to recognize that 50% of everything we buy is gone in taxes. I did a video on this. The government are having the gall to accuse the supermarkets of price gouging because they because they made about 2.5% profit on their turnover, when actually taxes add up to about 15% of the money that goes over the till. Well,
this is why it's really important that you go and look at the left-leaning comment sections, right? And I encourage you guys to do this too. Yes, it can take away some brain cells. However, you need to go and look at how those cute little sound bites then make it away to, it's price gouging, it's the monopolies, like Punter's Politics, credit to him. He's been able to basically indoctrinate, a couple 100,000 people to think that anyone that earns any money is the devil themselves.
Yeah. Whilst, by the way, he earns good money doing what he does now because he gets good viewerships.
Yeah, he does. I dare say there's someone helping him behind the closed doors. You and I know as content creators, it's very hard to do it all on your own. But my point is this, like when you go read like Punter's Politics, good example, go and look him up on either YouTube or Instagram. I think he's on TikTok too, whatever. Anyway, go read the comments when he talks about something like supermarkets and people are like, yeah, Carlz and Woolies, fuck them. Hey guys, thanks for watching another short clip from The Oddcast. If you want to watch the full video, it's over on YouTube at The Oddcast HQ, and you can see more from me and Topher over there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep up with us in the comments.